Hello and welcome to this new episode of Road to derBeste. Generation 5 edition. Today I want to hit number 1. Will we get there? I don't know. I will prepare the calc really quick. Boom. And yeah, I am not in Brazil yet. I have to pre-record this episode because otherwise I wouldn't be able to upload it on Monday because I'm getting back on Monday. So that's why I have to pre-record it. Currently we've got Tuesday, the 12th of November. So don't be surprised if I'm not talking about the most recent events. Yeah, what happened over the last few days and weeks? The US elections, you probably heard of that. I don't want to make a big deal about it because we all know how it went, but I thought mentioning it would be cool. But the problem currently is that the Firo, we have no flying resist, we have no normal resist. I think I would just go for Psychic. He just goes for U-turn. I was thinking about switching, but he could have also been no U-turn. He could have been normal move, drill pack, drill run, roost, I think. That is a set. But unfortunately he has choice banded with U-turn. So he is U-turn, drill run, drill pack, and then either return or double edge. With Psychic does good damage, I think. Not quite 50. Yeah, I will just Psychic again to put it in range for our non-existing priorities. But this time we get a better roll. So we got a low into high roll, I assume. I can calc it for you. Also, let me check. Yeah, the mic is working. Okay, everything should be fine. Zelf against Kingdra with life or Psychic. Yeah, we do 47 to 56. We had a 79% chance to do a KO. Now I will just toss a Zelf because I want to get the switch advantage, which means since he clicked U-turn, I can react to the Pokemon he sends in. Otherwise, he could have reacted to my Pokemon. And I will just go K-Rupt and set up rocks because that Firo is annoying and I really want to get up rocks quickly. He goes for close combat. That's the next choice band Pokemon, by the way. I can go to Cypher now. Keep K-Rupt as a sacrifice. Cypher also outspeeds the Infernape. Do I go for Swords Dance? Maybe he goes to Firo immediately. So going for Aerial Ace might work out better. And he goes to Firo. And now I will just toss the K-Rupt. He goes for Drill Pack, that's fine. We can go to Watchog. Do I go for Hypnosis? No, I will just click Return. Unfortunately, Firo is not in range for Stealth Walk, but maybe he just stays to get damage on the Watchog. If he goes Infernape, I kind of have to play a guessing game because he will go for Flare Blitz, right? I will go to Hariyama. Nice! Fake Fat Hariyama taking this like a champ. The problem is he can just go to Firo once again. We might have Bullet Punch. He does not know that. That's why he goes to Swoobat instead. But we've got Stone Edge. And Swoobat is so scary that I really want... Okay. Absol does not KO. Do you have Psycho Cut in this generation? You have Zen Headbutt. Zen Headbutt. With Black Glasses, you do not KO. With all the other items, you do. So, I will still just go for close combat. Yeah. He only has superpower. I was thinking about switching to Watchog, but first, he doesn't have to be Zen Headbutt. Second, he needs a Life Orb or Choice Band to KO me. Third, oh no. We've got superpower on Buffalon, as well as head charge with Reckless. I will just toss Hariyama now. I can go to Buffalon, Linoon. Superpower KOs, head charge does not KO. but he cannot get a belly drum off. What if he switches to Firo? When I would be -1, he would be at 76. That's enough for me to get the KO, yeah. Now we just win, GG. 1670, he was pretty high, 1656. His name was Sagil. Let's take a look at the current ladder standings. Who is this choke at guy? Is it a bot or is it a player? Because if it is, I think he has some more accounts. Yeah, here, number 28, number 37, number 38, number 44. Like, I thought I had no life when I was getting with 5 different accounts in the top 5 of a Gen 9 ladder, but this is also crazy. Like, first, second, third, and yeah, we played against number 14. We've got 1670. We still do not have a GXE because our Glico, this kind of number is still above 100. I don't exactly know how it works, but by playing games it will drop even further, and we have to play up until the point where it's below 100. We need 26 more points to be first, so 1700 would be enough. I can show it to you right now. If I do /rank, you can see my Glico is ±103, and this number has to be lower than 100. We are Choice Bandit, and that's a beauty fly. I assume Outrage 1 hit KOs it, but do I want to Outrage immediately? Because then I would be locked into it and he can react on that. So yeah, and Outrage is actually not even enough to get the KO. So, do I want to switch? I kinda do, but I also kinda don't want to. It's always Quiver Dance, Bug Buzz, Psychic, and Power Ground with leftovers. I think switching is fine, because we've got Quagsire, and Quagsire doesn't get 2 KO'd, and we've got Ice Beam as well. So I think going Skuntank is... I regret it, because Outrage would have 2-hit KO'd the Buffalant. Right? Yeah. Even after leftovers, it's a clean 2-hit KO. Now I go Granbull for Intimidate. Why would you go for Superpower? Man. I can go to Skuntank. He goes to Cobalion. We can Fire Blast with Cobalion. Please connect. Nice. That's big. He can go back to Buffalant, click Head Charge. He will click Head Charge. I can go to Volbeat, get some recoil on the Buffalant. Or he goes for Earthquake. Here's Choice Bandit. I can U-turn now. React to the Beauty Fly with... Dragonite, and maybe he goes to Buffalant again. It doesn't make sense that he went to it last time. Okay. That's an interesting Quiver Dance. We get confused, and he also gets the 10% special defense drop. But now on the Buffalant, I will toss the Granbull, I think. Yeah. To get an Intimidate off. He goes for... None of these plays make sense. I can go for CC. He switches to Deoxys Speed. Return would have been better, but Deoxys Speed, we can trap it with Skuntank. Yeah. Could have Sucker Punched, but I'm fine with that outcome. Rocks are annoying because we've got Muffin, Buffalant, Muffin, Volbeat, and Dragonite, but I can just crunch the Buffalant now to get good damage on it. And maybe he goes for... Why Superpower? We have so many fighting resists. It clearly does not make sense, but now we can just click Quiver Dance with Morphin to get at least a little value out of it. With Air Slash we could get the KO. No, we don't. No poison. Nice. And now I don't want to risk a miss. Buffalant surely dies to Bug Buzz. Yeah. And Alakazam as well. GG. He never clicked Head Charge. We had no normal resist, but we had 3 fighting resists, but he always clicked Superpower and EQ and Stone Edge. So that's a little surprising. Are we shown on the ladder now? Still no. Still no. It would be funny if the first time we would be shown would be at number 1. But yeah, Spitfire Arcanine, also a really good Generation 5 player. But yeah, also, as you saw it, hopefully, I made it to the top 8 of the Rants Slam. Now I am up against Micaiah, and it's really good that I have practice now in Generation 5, because one of the opens is the DS Open again, which is Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6. And the problem is Micaiah played for Italy for the Rants World Cup, Random Battles World Cup. He played Generation 5 and he did really well. So I don't know if I want to choose Generation 5, but I get practice in right now. He's also very good in Generation 6, so picking Generation 6 is also tough. And Generation 4, I am not bad in Generation 4. I think we are still first, but overall I think I have to make a really good choice on which format I want to play. But yeah, speaking of which, I think I should cut to the next game. Let's do it. Never mind. This only took not that long. I might cut it still. I don't know. Deoxys. Do we one-hit KO X-Power? Deoxys is really strong, but it's a non-step superpower. Yeah, it does not KO. So switching is better, but it's scrappy. So switching into Golurk does not make that much sense. We could just switch into Escavalier. He goes to... Was this supposed to be a switch into Deoxys? I will tell you what. Dark Trio with 35 HP and 50 defense does not switch into Deoxys. Usually. I will go for Megahorn because Megahorn only has a few resists. Dragonite is one of them, and we don't break the multi-scale. Should have Iron Headed. I will go Golurk because we've got Ice Punch on the Golurk. Yeah, that's scary, but not too bad. I also really want to set up Stealth Walks, so... But I have to KO... He will go for Outrage. Does Escavalier take 2 plus 1 outrage, plus 2 outrages? It does. Nice. But yeah, so the Mega Horn miss was really bad, but I was able to maneuver out of it pretty well too. Yeah, he goes to Duck Trio. I will just click Iron Head. He goes for EQ. He has Choice Bandit. I've got Archeops, but I will go to Golurk. We can also get the KO with Golurk, but he won't stay. He won't give me the Duck Trio for free. So, and even if he stays, nice. Next turn I could have switched to Archeops because I'm a Ghost type. I'm not trapped by Arena Trap and Beedrill. Do you even hit the Golurk? You will set up T-Spikes. I already know that. Never mind. What's your EQ switch in? That is actually a pretty good EQ switch in, but we've got Stumpfisk. But the thing with Stumpfisk is he has Duck Trio, and it's Specs Hydreigon. I would still go for this. Charge! I thought that it is way too obvious that I... man. Okay. Now we can go Archeops. I can go for Stone Edge. I want to keep my Flying Gem so that I do more damage to something like Hydreigon. Or the X-Cloud. It KOs, right? I don't have to make the calc because I'm fairly sure, but yeah. Bye-bye. Now he might go back to Duck Trio. Mine. We are Swift Swim, damn. Do I go for EQ? Because the Golurk switch is so obvious. Nice! That worked well. Oh, it does not quite KO, and it's leftovers. Now I have to decide on which Pokemon I want to sacrifice. I think Seeking is really good. And Golurk is probably the worst. Because for Beedrill, I also got Archeops. Yeah, I will toss Golurk. Good hidden power, but now I can go to Deoxys. Deoxys wins. Because we can KO Dugtrio with E-Speed, so we don't get Sucker Punch. We can KO Hydreigon with... If I clicked E-Speed, I would have dealt more damage, but that's fine, because now I can go Archeops. And now I can just clean with Deoxys. I didn't want to miss a Psycho Boost, that's why I played it like this. I can toss Archeops. Yeah. Go back to Deoxys. I didn't want to reveal E-Speed yet, so that he maybe goes to Dugtrio first. But Beedrill against Deoxys, exactly. That's what I am talking about. I just assumed that we KO the Hydreigon with Superpower by Array. And it is correct. And Beedrill dies to Extreme Speed, right? It does. Interesting. Wait, can you still be Scarf? I just assumed it's specs based on the 33% on the Stunfisk. Yeah, it is confirmed choice specs. But good thing that I double checked instead of clicking too fast. GG. Also, I didn't greed for the Psycho Boost. I obviously could have closed the game way earlier with Deoxys. But I didn't want to do it because now we have plus minus 100. So we gotta play one more game, which could also be the last game, funnily enough. But yeah, I didn't greed for the Psycho Boost KO on the Beedrill because you saw it. I just win with Deoxys. His way to play it is like he sacks Minun, goes to Hydreigon. On the Superpower, he tosses either Dugtrio or Beedrill, goes back to Hydreigon. But then I can just toss my Seeking, then go for Superpower again, and even with -1, since his Hydreigon would have taken rocks damage 2 times more, it would have been in range for a -1 Superpower as well. So at that point where he switched Beedrill into the Dark Pools, there was no way out. If he kept the Beedrill a little healthier, he had a chance, because then I can just lose to Psycho Boost miss, because Extreme Speed does not KO the Beedrill at that point. So him keeping Dugtrio didn't make sense. He had to, or like switching to Beedrill didn't make sense. He had to toss Dugtrio, then go to Beedrill, click U-turn. I switch to Archeops, he gets Minun in, gets a KO with Thunderbolt. I toss Archeops, go back to Deoxys, then I can go for E-Speed KO the Minun. When he goes to Beedrill, he would be at 50%, which is not E-Speed range. And if he goes for U-turn into Hydreigon, I switch to Seeking, I take the U-turn, and then he can go for Draco Meteor, KO my Seeking, and then I have to Superpower the Hydreigon. He can switch to Beedrill, I KO the Beedrill with E-Speed after, but then the Superpower would not KO because Hydreigon would only take rocks one more time. So in that scenario, I maybe have to hit a Psycho Boost, but he gave me a game plan which was way better. Electri, I don't want to set up the sand that early because we've got such a great Suicune set. The problem is we don't have an electric resist. I like Clefable with Unaware as well. Does Conkeldurr eat 2 white charges? Even from Choice Band, after leftovers, we should be able to. Yeah, it's either Scarf or Expert Belt, which makes it way easier, and we will just Drain Punch. Ice Punch would be cool in case he goes to something like a Flying type or even a Ghost type. We would hit better with Ice Punch, but getting the recovery can also be really good. Okay, I think we take the Drain Punch. Ice Punch would have done a little more, but not much more. And yeah, the problem is Farfetch'd. The problem is Farfetch'd indeed. Do you go for Sword Sense or do you just Brave Bird? I can go Toxic Croak. That covers both. He goes for Brave Bird. I thought that tossing Toxicroak is alright. It's not great, but keeping Conkeldurr healthy is important for the Electivire. And now he might go back to Electivire, but since he switched to Farfetch'd the last time, that maybe means that he has no fighting resist. Which also means that Toxicroak would have been better, but I will see how that goes. So I will just Drain Punch again. No reason to over-predict. Do you even run a flying type move? You do not, so I can just go for Ice Punch. I can also switch to Clefable, because that does not make sense, honestly. But I've got Unaware Ice Beam. He just goes for EQ, tosses his Altaria. I take that gladly. Not even going for Outrage. Porygon 2. I can Calm Mind, but it's Unaware now. So Calm Mind wouldn't give me anything. I can go Banette and paralyze the Porygon. He goes for Tri-Attack. That was about to be expected. I can paralyze it first. Then I can go to Conkeldurr and go for Drain Punch. Or does Hidden Power Fighting to it KO? No shot. Yeah, it does 32 to 37. So going Conkeldurr here works. Okay, no para, nice. And now we can just Drain Punch again. Drain Punching the Swampert, okay. I can technically Drain Punch again, but I don't want to get Scald Burned. So I think going Suicune here works. Even if I get poisoned, he got the Electivire, he got the P2. Suicune isn't doing that much. And he just goes back to Porygon 2. So I can go back to Conkeldurr, go for Drain Punch again. You know if it will. Especially because we get a para here. Okay, Bulk Up would have been nice now, but taking the Porygon 2 is also not bad. Per se. Now he might go back to Swampert, and I will Drain Punch. He won't go for Toxic again, and I want to get damage on the Swampert. We are really lucky that he doesn't get any status conditions with like Tri-Attack or Scald. But going for Scald instead of EQ is super interesting if the obvious switch in is with Suicune. He got Vaporeon. Oh. That is really annoying. Does Banette KO Swampert with Shadow Claw? It's a roll. So I will go Clefable instead. Wish. I will go for one Core Mind. Because, yeah, and now he can poison me, but I don't know what I could have done. I can CM again. He scored? Why is he not going for EQ? Protect. Nice. He could go to Vaporeon, but I don't want to T-Bolt yet. Now I definitely take the KO with Banette, right? The Vaporeon is really annoying. I can get the KO with Conkeldurr as well. I like getting the KO with Conkeldurr. He won't protect because I could just bulk up. He has to go Vaporeon now. I can go for Drain Punch. Okay. Drain Punching again. Okay. Drain Punching again. Okay, we've got way too lucky. Not a single burn. We are not Guts, we are Iron Fist. Like the last Scald, and at that point it didn't matter, but now we probably just win with Conk. Yeah, GG. 1694. Do we have a GXE now? Yeah, we have a 94.5 GXE. This is nuts. Like, take a look at the ladder. Okay, we are currently 4th, one more game. But take a look at this. This is so crazy because what's the second highest GXE? 88.9, I think, right? There's someone with 90.7, but this is so funny. Yeah, have fun. I will just go for Toxic. Ah, getting tricked on Mandibuzz isn't great. Could have prevented that. He will go for Fire Blast probably, but I will still go to Mileta because he might also click Shadow Ball, predicting me to switch to a Fire Resist. And this is... Okay, I thought... Like, Shadow Claw doesn't even do that much, so... Of course, the 10% burn when the missed chance is also 15%. Actually, I should have Shadow Claw because then it would have been in range for Mewtwo. I can go to Mandibuzz, but Foul Play does not KO. I can go to Persian and click Bite. We have... Like, he can miss Fire Blast and we've got a high flinch chance. Okay, he goes to Kingler. Against Kingler, we have no Water Resist. I will U-turn to Mandibuzz. We dodge Crabhammer, which is big, and now we lock ourselves into Foul Play. Carnivine. Carnivine cannot go for Sleep Powder because we've got Overcoat, so going for Foul Play again works. He goes for Synthesis. I can go for Foul Play again. I just want to force another Synthesis, yeah. And now I can switch to Genesect. Do I get an attack boost? No, I get a special attack boost. That is quite unfortunate. But I can also go Persian, go for Fake Out into U-turn, back into Mandibuzz. Like, I can stall Synthesis as well. Wait. Why am I asleep? What did I miss? Oh. That's how Overcoat works in this generation. But getting knocked is really good. Because now we don't have a choice scarf anymore. Victini. If I switch, I lose my sleep turns. So that's why I stayed and we wake up immediately. Victini against Mandibuzz. Are you Expert Belt, Choice Band, or Choice Scarf? This is not Choice Band. It is also not Expert Belt, so it is Choice Scarf. So I can go to Golem. Or not. Never mind. I can go back to Mandibuzz on the Melodic. I will go for Roost. Could have went for Toxic first as well, but I can also play it this way. He gets a crit. That's unfortunate. But I get a lot of damage on the Ambipom, and I gladly take that. Now I can go Persian. I could go for Fake Out, but I could also go for Return. I could go to Genesect, because if I get a Shift Gear up, I win. Access or KO's Carnivine. Thunderbolt KO's Kingler. I just need a little more damage on the Chandelure. Yeah, if I get a little damage on the Chandelure, I win. So I will go Persian and use Fake Out. Okay, Return would have been better, but that's okay. Because now I can 2 KO the Kingler with Return. Okay, he doesn't crit. Alright. He will go to Victini probably. Or Carnivine. Or Milotic. A lot of options actually. I'm not allowed to lose Persian, I think. Milotic. I can U-turn to Mewtwo. And just go for Psy Strike. He gives me the Carnivine, okay. That's big. Victini, I can go Golem. He gets a crit, that sucks, but I get a KO with EQ now. He gives me the Chandelure, okay. I can go Mewtwo again. I need Golem for the Victini. Even if he gets the burn, I get Persian in and can go for fake out. But luckily he doesn't get the burn, so I can recover now. I can go for Psy Strike because I don't want to give him a free switch. He goes for Toxic, so with Psy Strike I should get a KO here. Ah, I do not. I can go Golem. He goes for U-turn. If he goes Melodic, do I go Mewtwo or do I just boom? Boom doesn't even KO, so going Mewtwo here is better. I can recover once. I can recover once again, right? Okay, I have to play this super carefully now. He goes to Ambipom. Okay. I will just stay. Because if he gets the KO, I get Genesect in and win the game. He gets the KO with U-turn though. That's okay. What if he burns my Genesect? Okay, maybe. Okay, I have to plan this. I can use Fake Out, then I can U-turn to Genesect. I think I have it locked. Since I have more sex than he does. Okay. And we win. I think going for Shift Gear was unnecessary because I could have also just went for X-Scissor. Yeah, going for X-Scissor, he loses Ambipom. He goes Victini, KOs my Genesect. I go to Persian. I can go for Fake Out. If he stays, I KO Melodic next turn. If he goes to Melodic, I KO Melodic with Return next turn. He goes back to Victini. I toss Golem. I can KO with Fake Out. Persian was surely the MVP. GG. And with that, Generation 5 is finished. 94.8. We will get to 95% GXE on Generation 5. Not in this episode. I plan to do in the last episode when we hit #1 on all the formats I wanted to hit #1. I will do a final video where I will play one game in every single format. Gen 1, Gen 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Baby, Blitz, and doubles. But yeah, so we've got the power against McMortar. Since we still have a little time, I thought we could play, we could let out some Blitz gaming. I played 1 or 2 in between. I hope that's not an issue for you because I thought the decay would hit harder actually. But yeah, we get a Scorpion here. We can just go for a Rapid Spin. He might switch to a Ghost type. Imagine I click Knockoff. But imagine. I can go to Jump Love. He goes for Focus Blast. I will U-turn because he will go to McMortar or Garganical, also possible. I can go Duck Trio, go for Swords Dance. I like that because then I can KO it with EQ in the next turn. He might Terra here, maybe not. He goes for Protect, which doesn't make any sense at all, but I gladly take that because I just got a free Sword Stance. I KO the Gaganekil now, and what does he go to now? Zarude, that makes sense. We can go Jumpluff though, because Jumpluff is really good into Zarude. We can just U-turn. He goes Magmortar. We've got Vaporeon for Magmortar. We can also go Okidogi and go for Gunk Shot, but I like Vaporeon a little more. We can Wish, because if he goes Liveni, I can Wish the Jumpluff back up. If he goes for Thunderbolt, that's also fine. It's just bad if he goes for Taunt, but he doesn't go for Taunt. Zarude cannot hit with Jumpluff. Its only move is Knock Off, and Knock Off against itemless Jumpluff doesn't do much, so getting the Wish on the Jumpluff is really, really nice. We can just U-turn again, 4 times super effective. He goes to Gudra. We've got Assault Vest Okidogi. He doesn't have a Poison Resist. I guess he has Hooper, but that's why I go for Drain Punch. He goes for Terra Ground. Okay, crazy. I can just toss Dugtrio. I think Dugtrio is pretty useless in the Sticky Web, and I get some damage with Sucker Punch, which puts it in Acrobatics range. And that Jumpluff is really good here. We get a crit on Magmortar too. I will hard switch. I don't want to get Flame Bodied. That's why I'm not U-turning. He goes for Fire Blast. That's fair. We can just Scald. He goes Liveni. I will Protect. Maybe he double switches to Magmortar, expecting me to switch to Jumpluff, but no. Now he goes to Zarude, which doesn't make any sense again. He goes to Magmortar. We can go with Vaporeon. We can Scald again. Now the Magmortar is also in Acrobatics range, and we are currently aiming for Jumpluff Vaporeon win. He has to go Hooper here, this is not Hooper, so I will just KO the Magmortar this turn. Okay, this should be game. Since I can just toss Okidogi now, go back to Jumpluff, now I just click Acrobatics 4 times pretty much. He goes to Magmortar. Even if I get burned, at this point it doesn't matter. I don't get burned, and it's not, I'm not saying too much if I say that this game is over. We get a crit, but this crit didn't matter. 1785. Gen 9 Rent Beds Blitz. Where does the ladder start here? We are 1785, which is quite a lot. We are 126. Okay, now it's the other way around. We've got Magmortar into Vaporeon. We don't take that, but we've got Toxicroak as well. So we can just go for Knockoff. He has to switch. Vaporeon has no way to hit us, and we get the Articuno on the switch in, which is pretty cool. We don't have a best switch, and we can go Azelf and just click Thunderbolt. But yeah, our goal for today, maybe top 50. 1835 sounds doable. Okay, he misses Hurricane. Now he goes Arcanine, which is also not a great switch in, to be honest, but I can go Cinderace. He goes for Morning Sun. I can go for Gunk Shot, try to poison something, mainly the Vaporeon, but he just decided to go for Flare Blitz. Unfortunately, we miss the next, and now he goes for Morning Sun. Well played there, gotta say, but we get a Psychic crit. Okay, we've got really lucky. We can just... do I go for Terra Psychic? Honestly? I want to keep the Terra for the Terrapagos. But he goes for Take Heart. We can now switch to Toxicroak on the Scald and go for Close Combat in case he goes Terra Steel and I don't want to miss Gunk Shot. He goes back to Articuno while we go back to the Zelf. I can just go for Thunderbolt again while he goes to Altaria. Against Altaria, actually a Dragon Dance set is a little scary, so I would set up a Core Mind with Terrapagos. While he goes to Vaporeon. Do you have Core Mind yourself? I will go to Toxicroak, just because Toxicroak obviously is Walls Wet Vaporeon, and I will just try to get a Gunk Shot Poison. Okay, I also take it on the Altaria. I didn't target the Altaria though, but now I can just spam Psychic. I should have Thunderbolted, but that's hindsight, so yeah. Speaking of Thunderbolt, we can just click it here. He doesn't have a great switch in, and you see we do more than 50. He goes Terra Steel, but I'm fine with that. I can toss Cinderace, go back to Magmortar, and click Fire Blast this time. He goes to Vaporeon. He plays it really well, I gotta say. Yeah, he plays it really well, I gotta say. But now I can just go itself. I will click T-Bolt, because, yeah, he will expect me to click Fire Blast. But I do not have Fire Blast, but he doesn't know that. Oh, that Articuno is actually still scary. Hitmonlee. I can go Ariados. Setting a Sticky Web up now is worth it, I would say, because Articuno, it is a Steel type, but then Magmortar and Toxicroak would both outspeed it. He goes to Altaria, I will just click Poison Jab. I get the Poison again, and now Megahorn KOs him on the roost. Nice. He might go to Articuno, right? But we just win with close combat on Toxicroak now. So I will just go Azelf, toss Azelf, go Toxicroak, and use close combat 3 times. GG. We've got really, really lucky. I have to admit it. That this was not a fair game, but I would still say GG. GG out of respect. I always say GG, no matter how good or bad a game goes. Okay, we are at 1810. We wanted to go to 1835. Also, what should the next generation be? Gen 6 or Gen 7? Both ladders are very active, I think. Look, in Gen 5 we only needed 1700, and in Gen 6 and Gen 7 I think we need like 1800, 1912 in Gen 6, and in Gen 7 also almost 1900. Like Gen 8, which is more recent than the other two, you only need 1700. So yeah, it's pretty weird. Also, that I showed this during a Blitz battle is something you should not do. I can just use Poltergeist because that does decent damage. I could go Goat, but I am Assault Vest, so why not just spam Poltergeist? Yeah. Oh, no! Okay, nice. He dodged with 1 Poltergeist, but he also didn't get a Scald Burn. Gouging Fire, I can... Gouging Fire is really scary because it can set up a Dragon Dance, but he just goes for Heat Crash. Now I can go Gardevoir. Gardevoir even outspeeds +1 Gouging Fire, so I can go for Moonblast here. Where he goes to Ludicolo, I can go Goat. Man, that was tough. I will just Milk Drink on the Ice. Yeah, the classic. Who does not know the Ice Beam Crit Freeze combo? I can use Fake Out to store the last turn of Rain. Now I get the KO with Volt Switch and I go back to Gardevoir because I am not allowed to give the Gouging Fire freeze setup. Wait, he goes to Gouging. Okay, I KO him. I do not KO him, never mind. Could have Terra Fairy'd, but I'm fine with that. He goes to Ambipom. Do you have Fake Out? Even if you do, I'm fine with just clicking Moonblast. And it looks like he is banded, so I can go Arcanine. Does Arcanine KO the Ambipom with E-Speed? Do I want to lock myself into E-Speed? We do KO with E-Speed. Flare Blitz would have been better. Flare Blitz would have been way better, but I can go Pincurchin here. Take the close combat. Go back to Arcanine, keep the Pincurchin as a sacrifice, and now here's Lunala. I can go Pikachu hard, use Volt Tackle. This Volt Tackle put Lunala in Flare Blitz range. It does. I can go Arcanine, use Flare Blitz. You don't have a Resist Terra. Now I toss Pincurchin, lock myself into Extreme Speed and win the game. Oh, close one. Really, really close one. GG. Okay, one last game, I would say. Gen 8 Random Battle Single Elimination. Join. Nah. Actually, after this recording, should I play it? Nah, I will consider it. For now, I can join. I can always rejoin or like leave if I don't want to play. But it's better that you join these tournaments and then don't play because you can drop whenever, then not joining the tournaments. Because in hindsight, you ask yourself, why didn't I join this room tour? It's only a room tour, I know, but still. It's good practice, right? And these room tours are always a lot of fun, so I will just join it. Have fun. Okay, so Slowking against Pelosand. It's a weird matchup because Pelosand does about 50%, but Slowking does more. I can Shadow Ball first, and now he will switch, and now I set up walks. He chillied? I could have just... So Shadow Ball does 47 to 55. It was in my favor to KO him here. He does not KO me. I don't think, yeah. And now I can just show up again. He is Choice Bandit. I can Shadow Ball. He will give me another boost. Okay, I should have expected that, right? It's always the same. I can go to Araquanid and set up the Sticky Web. Since he doesn't have Tidy Up on the turret, that's really good. A Charludon. I can go to Lapras. He goes for Sword Dance, so that shows that he is the physical set. He goes for another Sword Dance. Okay, I will go for EQ. Do I go for Terra Ground EQ? I wanted to go for Terra Ground EQ, but we survive the Outrage because Lapras is the GOAT. And he goes back to Slowking. I can keep Lapras as a sec, but he doesn't even have a move to KO me with, right? He only has Future Sight. Right. So, I can go to Araquanid now and go for Liquidation. He will switch. I don't know if he could go for Chilly Reception, but okay, I take that. Because I can just get some health back. Golduck doesn't really hit me that well. I can toss Lapras now on the Grass Knot, go Superior and get the free Leaf Storm boost. Okay, we connect. I was really scared of missing and dying to Ice Beam. Okay, we can KO Ambipom with Leaf Storm as well. Now we are +4. And he surrenders. GG. Are we? I think we are probably like 51st or something. 52nd. But we hit 88% GXE, which is also the highest, right? Do you see someone with more than 88? Let me know down in the comments, but I don't see anyone. It would be really cool if in the end, when we are first in every generation, or like in every format, we also had the highest GXE, because that would really prove that we are the best. But it's not always about being the best. I always want to also give you something that you can learn, and I also learn from you, so it is a give and take, right? But yeah. This episode, 48 minutes, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next week again. Bye bye.